Pepe, Obama called Libya a success story, but we're hearing reports of oil companies BP and Shell are pulling out over Libya over safety concerns, plus German intelligence saying Al-Qaeda is planning to kidnap German and British nationals there. How's the Gaddafi overthrow paying off?
I think everything that Obama and Hillary said, we have to call George Orwell, first of all. It's pure newspeak. Libya is a stable country now. Okay, it's a country run by militias, basically, with a very weak central government, with the Salafi jihadists crisscrossing the country and linking with Salafi jihadis in Syria and all over the Sahel, just like we saw in the attack at the In Amenas gas field in Algeria. So Libya was an absolute disaster, and Obama and Hillary could not say the key word. And I'm not talking about newspeak now. Blowback. Everything that is happening in Northern Africa now is blowback of destabilization of Syria, and it will be much worse. Mali, Algeria, Niger, everybody is convulsed. And no wonder BP and Shell want to pull out. And no wonder the Salafi jihadists are threatening Westerners. This is evident because they were the actual fighting force that in the end won the war on the ground in Libya, supported by NATO, of course, trained by the Qataris, of course. And in terms of Egypt, which Obama and Hillary also said, it's not a success story. Remember,
I was actually going to talk to you a little bit about that. I mean, we're talking about the blow up in North Africa. They've called Egypt a success story. As one protester actually said that there's no bread, no freedom, and no dignity. Where's the success there?
Absolutely correct, because let's backtrack a little bit. 2 years ago, you remember the official Obama administration reaction to Tahrir Square. They wanted a managed transition. Hillary Clinton went on the record many times saying, we want, in fact, Omar Suleiman, which the people who were in Tahrir Square at the time were calling Sheikh al-Torture, because he was the liaison between the Egyptian military intelligence security services with the CIA, extraordinary ambition, all that. Very close with the Israelis as well, trusted by Bibi Netanyahu. So this is what the Obama administration wanted for Egypt. In the end, after Tahrir Square, okay, let's go with the protesters, but with an enormous if they behave according to our foreign agenda. In the end, the Obama administration was embracing the foreign agenda of Qatar, which is completely crazy. Qatar's foreign policy agenda is basically Muslim Brotherhood in power all over the Middle East, and also in Northern Africa, if possible as well. So nowadays we have the military in place in Egypt, the Muslim Brotherhood in the presidency, supported by Salafi jihadis who were voted by 20% at least, and the people who actually were in Tahrir Square and the real spirit of Tahrir Square of democratization, workers, students, the left in general in Egypt, they're completely marginalized. So what kind of success story is that?
Obama also said that the U.S. won't be able to control transitions in other states, but it will find opportunities where intervention can make a difference. Can we expect more of the same happening in other parts of the world?
Yes, definitely. But it's going to be of the shadow war variety. So we have to pay attention to what's going to happen in the next few months when John Brennan takes over the CIA. He's going to expand what David Petraeus was doing in AfPak, which is basically a shadow war, and also in Yemen and Somalia. It's going to be expanded probably to Syria as well, where the U.S. doesn't want to intervene with boots on the ground, and it won't. But the shadow war will be very present over there. And also very important, American shadow war in the Sahel. This includes Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, and Algeria. So this is the meaning. What Obama said, what is implied is in fact, no, we're not going to have boots on the ground. We're not going to have shock and awe, which was a disaster, by the way. We're going to have shadow wars. And what he did not say, the pivoting to Asia, which is going to be the top theme in terms of security for Obama 2.0 administration. What is the pivoting to Asia? It's basically a new Cold War against China.
Mr. Escobar, I want to go back to Hillary Clinton. She's stepping down very soon. She's called Syria a wicked problem, with Obama suggesting, the U.S. should be circumspect about armed intervention. Is the Assad regime proving to be a tough nut to crack, or is Washington just waiting for the right moment to sweep in?
Look, something very important. It's a very good question because we have to go back to something that Obama said left implied in his inauguration. Basically, if we examine what he said, he's going to say, look, Bashar al-Assad government probably is going to stay in place. And we're not going to intervene with boots on the ground. We're not going to bump Syria. So this means that the Free Syrian Army gangs, the Salafi jihadis, this new coalition that was brokered between Washington and Doha, Qatar, they're going to have to fend by themselves. And the Turks are having second thoughts as well. So nobody thought that with just a band of Salafi jihadi guerrillas, they could destabilize a very well-organized government like Syria. Okay, you can argue it's a police state, but it's very well-organized and they have the weapons. So it's not going to fall in 1, 2, 3 years. It's going to be a long, protracted civil war, which is, by the way, what the U.S. and Israel want. They want a weakened Syria, with the possibility of internal balkanization of the country. So in terms of the long-term American agenda, we go back to the same places. No intervention, shadow wars, and let's have all these countries falling apart from the Middle East to Central Asia.
Asia Times correspondent Pepe Escobar, thank you. It's always a pleasure to speak to you.
Thank you very much.